Everybody, welcome to MUSE TV. This is Michael Sandoval, and we are here with the writer-director of Honesty Weekend, Leslie Thomas, as well as one of the stars, Dioni Michelle Collins. I'm having one of those days with words right now, and I don't know why. But this movie is really fun. And how did everything come about? Where did the story come from, Leslie, and how did everything get put together?
Well, I wanted to make a movie, and I needed an idea that was like clear and compact and producible, right? And so I was searching around for an idea, and then I remembered I went to a dinner party with friends, and they had the host had a big ugly fight right before everybody arrived. And so the entire night they were kind of like talking through gritted teeth at each other, and I found it hilarious. Everyone else was really uncomfortable. But I thought, like, what if a married couple was having issues and then they went away for the weekend with friends? So that's sort of where it came from. So and then I was like, now let's make them be honest for 48 hours. And then what kind of fireworks will happen from that? So that's sort of where it came from.
And Dioni, it seemed like a very fun script to play. Because to have an honest weekend is almost like setting yourself up for some craziness.
Total failure.
Yeah, exactly. So when you got the script, what was it that made you want to be a part of this film and really delve into this?
Well, I felt that I could identify with Stella, the character I play. Although I'm not married and I don't have any kids, but I have a niece and a nephew. We want that. We want kids. We want, not everybody wants it, but you dream of having kids and a husband and a minivan and the perfect life with its inconsistencies, but still, even the inconsistencies of kids and family is what makes us want to have a family, and I love the comedy of it, and meeting Leslie. We met for breakfast, and she talked about what she wanted and what she saw, and I felt very comfortable and was on board. Yeah, I was like, let's do it.
Yeah, and Leslie, you got a good cast too. You brought in to be a part of it. What was it like to bring in these great actors in order to play these roles for your film?
Thank you for saying that. Thank you for recognizing that the cast is amazing, because I think they are. I drove my casting directors crazy. I was super, super picky, and I didn't know who I wanted for each role, but I knew that I wanted people that could bring truth and vulnerability and openness and playfulness and chops, like I was like, and so as the characters began to fall into place, it became real. It's like, oh, this is a group of people that not only do I like and want to spend time with, but I can get a little creative and crazy with.
So working on set, there's a lot of funny moments in this. How much ad lib was done? Because some scenes seem like there's a lot of freedom into ad libbing into certain scenes. Dioni, maybe you could tell me how was it working with that script? Because some of it seems so comfortable when you're saying.
Yeah, well, that's a testament to Leslie, because she would stick to the script for a couple of takes, and then she would just say, okay, just have fun, just go for it, and that's where all the magic came out of, that came to the movie. I felt like that's why it looked like we're so comfortable with one another, because Leslie allowed us to play, and it was fun, and everybody, we as a cast, we really blended and meshed well together and fed off each other and had fun. It was, yeah. It's great to see it in the movie too.
Yeah, and there's one scene that I just completely love because it was just something that I've experienced in this industry. When you're cooking a steak and literally the special guest who came into the house is like, can I just smell it? It's like there were incidents like that where you really could take them from real life, and that's what makes it even funnier. What was it? Was there scene like have you experienced that, and is that something that you wanted to bring into the film? Is to bring that honest portrayal of people in Hollywood, and especially if she was an actress in the film.
What's really funny is Dioni, is vegan, and she's cutting a steak.
There I was.
And yeah, she was being vegan then. And I'm like, Dioni, I need you to put the steak in your mouth. She's like, okay, I will, and I'll even chew it a couple times, but I'm not swallowing it. Oh my god!
Now that's the way to get into a role.
I haven't had meat in like a year, so I'm like, if I swallow this, I don't know what'll happen.
So there's a look on her face in that scene, which is her chewing steak, going, "Uh-oh." But you know what, Michael? I know what you're talking about, and that basically the character of Delaney is on a juice cleanse when she shows up for the weekend. And how many friends have I had that, you know, we're having a party or whatever, and they're like, all they do is they show up with that little bottle of green juice, and they're like, no, I won't be having anything. And so, yeah, that was very much a little LA nod.
Yeah. And that's what I like, is that there's little LA nods, different incidences that go on. But that whole weekend was just kind of like, for me, I was just like, in no way can you ever think about going into a situation like that, because it's like, it's almost like setting yourself for disaster. It's like,
perfect. That's exactly what happened.
And I think that's what makes the movie so relatable and so fun, and it really attracts to a lot of people because people have been in those situations. And
yeah,
they're not fun.
Yeah, those awkward moments when you're with people who are in a relationship and they're having issues. It's like, oh, let's just times that by 48 hours. But also, let's dig under the surface and let's get some real stuff out into the open. You know, so it's a fine line between like sort of like a real underlying truth and then some crazy comedy.
Yeah. And Dioni, in your career, you have done so much of this type of work where it's like very dramatic, very in this soap opera type of world, because that's what it kind of feels like, a soap opera type of feel. What was it like to bring that experience into the film?
It was, I guess it was, I felt like it was just organic. And I think with soaps and even with theater, where that's my main background, you don't really get to play as much. Like when you set a show, you set it, you know, and in soap operas, there's no ad-libbing at all. A little bit here and there, but they've got a schedule, they got to stick to it, you know. And this, it was different because we were able to play and have fun and just go for it. And yeah.
And that's what makes it fun, and I think that's what's going to really attract everybody. How can people see this film right now? Leslie, can you please mention
it's streaming on demand on all the major streaming platforms, so like Amazon, Apple, iTunes, Vudu, Hoopla, Fandango Now, like all the places that you can rent a movie for streaming, it's available. It's also available on cable on demand. And for those people like my aunt in New Mexico who is stuck in the 90s, you can order a DVD.
We got to keep that industry still alive somehow, because I still love getting a physical copy of a movie and being able to put it into a player and be able to say that you own it instead of just renting it at this point. But yeah, but thank you so much for being a part of this. Before we go, what are you working on next? Is there a film coming up pretty soon for you, Leslie?
I am working on a couple of scripts. One is a film, one is a TV pilot. So we shall see.
Awesome. And Dioni, anything You tell us about?
Well, it's pilot season right now, so we've got auditions and General Hospital, in and out of that, you know, when they call, I'll go. And but right now I'm just, yeah, I'm trying to stay as busy and creative as possible during the pandemic.
Exactly.
Learning different accents. That's my new. I am. My Scottish is not great, but it's getting there. But my Russian is much better.
Oh, I cannot wait to see what's next from both of you. I love this film. It's a very fun, and I needed movies like this to make me laugh, especially with what's going on right now. You need these type of films to be able to just let go and relax. So thank you so much for making this film. It was a lot of fun, and we look forward to seeing you next time for your next projects.
Thank you for
so much,
having us.
Michael.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Michael.